think so?
Oh, with his lumber.
We can do that.
You mean like for me to go over here?
Yeah.
Now it's more like how it would be in late night, because the host is always on that side.
So we'll cut that other part out, but
Okay. This mute is red. Does that mean that
red is on, actually, believe it or not?
That's so confusing.
It flashes when it goes. So, okay, well, we're here with the first episode of Live at Daly's. I'm gonna start that again.
Okay.
So we're here.
Hi.
Hi. Yep, we're good. Okay, well, we're here with our very first episode of Live at Daly's with BC Kowalski. That's me. And with me today, I have filmmaker Jarrod Crooks. Say hi, Jarrod.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
And before we get into that, I'm going to say that all these episodes are going to be filmed at Daly's, recorded here in the back room in downtown Wausau on 3rd Street, and it's right in front of the mall. Daly's it's just a really cool place to be. What do you think about the atmosphere here?
Oh yeah, I've been here a few times and I love it. In fact, I came here to film and do an interview with Jim about Daly, so yeah, it's great.
It's pretty cool, yeah. And so the atmosphere looks cool, the food is really good, and they have a great selection of drinks. And it's one of my favorite places to bring people to meet for a drink. You know?
It's always hard for me because I don't drink, so it's like, you want to go for a drink, like, do they have like root beer or something? If they have root beer, I guess I'm good, I'll go then.
Yeah, I know. You and I usually get together for lunch because we both eat.
Yeah. I do eat like anybody else. So.
Right. Fair enough. So, okay. Well, Jarrod has done, we believe, 4 feature films.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I've done. I don't know, I lose track, you know.
So 4 feature films and I don't know how many shorts.
I don't either. Go to YouTube, go to the IMDb, check it out, because I don't even know anymore.
There's like 100 bajillion of them.
That seems a little excessive, but probably, maybe 100 bajillion.
Seems about right. And your very latest feature, I should say, is called Indie Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about Indie Guys?
Well, it's about 2 guys who are trying to make a independent film on a $0 budget, which has been basically every single film that I've ever done. So I thought, oh well, maybe I should make, you know, a film about what that's like, so that everybody just knows how hard it is for me. It's like, that wasn't really the idea, but a little bit. I was like, it was a movie that we made for filmmakers.
But it is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and I've always said it's not really about the audience understanding how much work goes into it. In the end, it's just like, do they like it or they don't like it? They don't care about like what you put into it.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I think it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg. Like, you have to have that big, giant iceberg underneath of hard work to actually make it work in real life. To have that that little bit that everyone sees. You know, how much, like a 2-minute fight scene. I mean, how many takes and how many hours goes into making that 2 minutes and making it look polished?
I'm starting to think, as long as it takes me to make a fight scene, that maybe I'm just not that good. Because I'm like, should it take this long? Because yeah, I mean, just the execution and just like trying to get it to look as crisp as it does, it takes such a long time, you know.
But I think you want to have plenty of fodder for that blooper reel at the end. So
that's why I do it.
That's the reason why you spend hours and hours on these fights.
We need bloopers, man. That wasn't a good enough blooper. We're gonna have to do it again.
You know what's cool about Indie Guys, and I want to stick on this for a little while, is you had Jerry Springer in the movie, right?
We did have Jerry Springer, yeah.
And the funny thing is, in the movie, you're trying to convince Jerry Springer to be in your movie, which is what you did in real life to get him in the movie.
Exactly, and it worked a little bit different, obviously. Greg, one of the co-star and co-director of the movie, he used to work as an intern, not directly for Jerry Springer, but for the Jerry Springer show, and so he knew his publicist. And you know, we were basically almost done with the movie, and I said, I still wish we could get a celebrity in this movie. I think that'll help sell it, although I don't think it did. But I was like, we should try. And he's like, okay. And Jerry was in the Wisconsin Dells doing a show for The Price is Right at the casino there. And it's like, he's in town, what can we do? It's like, so we reached out to the publicist and showed the trailer that we already had for the movie. And he's like, yeah, all right, let's make it just that they can find a location that we can film this. we'll make it happen. And that really was not as easy as it sounds.
Really?
To get a location, it was like, because it was the night before that he agreed to do it, and he only had the following morning. It was like, so write a scene, find a location, confirm with Jerry, and then we were golden. But I had to go and find a place that morning before anything even opened. And then, like, to get back to the publicist, who had to get back to Jerry. So it wasn't like we were just talking to Jerry.
Right. Well, what was he like when you did finally secure the location?
A grandpa. That's what he reminded me of. Like, just like, a normal kind of, yeah, he's elderly, I guess. But like, yeah, like he talked to me about his grandkids, and he bought some candy because we were filming at a candy store, and he bought candy for his grandchildren and talked about how he was going to go visit them. And, it was pretty like, I think we talked a tiny bit about his show, but not a whole lot. And now his show is over.
Right.
In fact, while we were filming, many of the locations that we filmed at, the businesses went out of business, and then Jerry's show then ended not too long after. I was like, I think this movie might be cursed.
You have the touch of death, Jerry.
Yeah. Don't let us do any filming in your location. Actually, don't let us.
Sorry, Daly's.
It's okay. He won't hear this. It's fine. We're all right.
So, was he pretty cool to work with?
Oh, absolutely.
Because in the movie, you're like, in the movie, well, in all fairness, Greg's character is kind of bugging the heck out of him.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So he kind of wants him to get lost, and so he's pretty brusque. But it sounds like that was not the case in real life.
No, I think the thing that surprised me the most is that Jerry seemed kind of nervous.
Really?
Yeah, he seemed a little nervous. Just as we're going through, it was really, really quiet. And then I had to say to him, Jerry, just a little bit more energy, just a touch more, but and be a tiny bit more aggressive toward us, but still trying to be kind of nice, because he was overly quiet and super kind to our characters, and I was like, no, you don't want to be bothered necessarily. You're just out doing your shopping, so yeah. So he just came across a little nervous to me.
Were you nervous working with him? I mean, that he was
the first take. I was, and then when I found out he was nervous, it didn't make me nervous anymore.
So you warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. And yeah, Indigo, going back to, tell me how you even got into filmmaking. This is, from what I understand from our conversations before, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, since I was 12 is when I really started getting into it. I had a friend who had a video camera, and we never had a video camera in our household, and so when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, we should really be making a movie right now. He's like, yeah? I was like, yeah. And I liked watching Wishbone at that time, so everything was literature for me. We had to remake Faust and The Hunt of the Baskervilles and The Purloined Letter, and we were playing these characters from these classic literature pieces until we decided to start making our own stuff. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. And then fight scenes came in later because of Jackie Chan. I saw my first Jackie Chan movie not too long after I started making these home movies, and it was like, now we're going to do fights. He's like, Jared, we don't know anything about fights. And he's like, we will.
Well, I think the funny thing about that is I think everyone who watched any Jackie Chan movies instantly went out and tried to do these crazy choreographs and
yeah, I think a lot of people died in the late 90s when Jackie came to America and hit the big screen.
Well, it's like when the Ninja Turtles hit big. There were kids trying to actually go into the sewers. I don't know if they thought they were going to find the Ninja Turtles or not.
I think I'd be kind of scared. As much as I like the Ninja Turtles, I don't know if I wanted to go in the sewers and find them, because I think if I really saw them, I'd be freaked out.
For me, when I was a kid, my sister and I were huge on Laurel and Hardy.
Okay.
We loved them. So we would do these silly things because they had there was one episode that we watched a lot where they were trying to move a piano up a bunch of stairs, and of course they never make it up.
Where you pivot.
Yeah, so we we would take furniture and do this skit where we're trying to bring it up the basement stairs.
Okay.
Much to our parents' chagrin, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
So you started doing these fight scenes, and then how did that evolve from there?
Well, Adam and Matt, who I originally worked with, they did not enjoy the fight scene stuff. They kind of just, why don't you just do some stunts, because we can't fight. It wasn't until because I was living in Athens, Wisconsin at that time, and then I moved back to Wausau, and that's when I was able to kind of find a community and the Hmong people knew how to do fight scenes, or they knew how to fight, so they wanted to do that with me, and that's kind of weird.
Right, and so your co-star Randy, who's been in
Yeah.
I don't know how many of your films, and most notably in the Jackie Chan fan versus Bruce Lee fan. Actually, I just said that backwards.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Bruce Lee fan versus Jackie Chan fan. If you guys want to see it at home.
But Jackie should have been first. I mean, obviously.
Well, that was the argument you were trying to make with your Fist of Fury.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Fist of Fury is Bruce Lee.
Oops.
So, oh my
Oops.
gosh, this is so confusing. But yeah, absolutely. That was a fun one to do, and you were part of that. And I'm glad that you were able to come and be a part of that because it added to the humor of it all.
Yeah, and I think that was my first. I think it was my first involvement in any of your projects. Although I think I tried.
Yeah.
I think I was in a canned episode of
Fresh Talk.
Fresh Talk. Yeah, I wanted to say Real Talk.
Yeah, see, that was a disaster because we were going to film a bunch of episodes of Fresh Talk too, and then the audio didn't get recorded, so it was all just garbage, and that kind of takes the wind out of your sails. And those are the kind of things that it's like, all right, I don't even feel like doing it anymore.
Right. Well, there was no tragedy in my episode being lost because it was terrible. But those kids were hilarious.
Oh, I know, and that was what hurt the most, is that was like so perfect, the way that the kids interacted with us and the things that they were saying, and it's like, oh yeah, we didn't get any of that. Oh,
Right.
okay.
So we'll come back to Fresh Talk, but I want to talk about some of the shorts you've done too. So we did Bruce Lee fan versus Jackie Chan fan,
Yes.
which I said right this
Yes,
time.
you got it.
And so this is on YouTube, and you've been on YouTube for a while, but
Yeah, I was right there, kind of at the beginning. Maybe like a year in, I was like, oh, maybe I should take advantage of this YouTube thing. And I never took full advantage of it, where I was consistently putting up videos. Because I really had other dreams. I was like, well, I want to work in movies. I don't want to just do stupid YouTube videos. And anybody who knows the beginning of YouTube, before it was owned by Google, there was a lot of garbage on there. It's just like people, it looked like home movies and just dumb stuff, and it's like, well, whatever, I don't really, but I wanted to share. It was like public access for the internet, right?
Right.
And now, I don't know, what is it now? What would you consider it now?
It's like a new almost television medium. So like a short movie, TV show. I don't know.
Right. I mean,
it's a weird mix.
Because it still has that like public access kind of stuff, but then there's like professional videos on there and these like Watch Mojo and all those kind of things.
Yeah, in fact, I would argue that YouTube is essentially its own thing now.
Yeah.
Like there really isn't obviously there's other imitators, but YouTube sort of founded this medium of fairly short to some long videos. You can actually buy movies on it now. I actually bought one over the summer that I needed to watch for a class I took. And otherwise, there's still people like you doing it independently. There's studios making stuff. There's TV shows are putting their clips on it, and so it's really become kind of its own thing, I think. But
and I think that's what makes it so difficult now, and why I wish I took more advantage of it back then. Because now it's so saturated. Like it's hard to even find anything. I mean, unless you know what it is and you know what you're looking for, because it's not just. We were one time, Randy and I were doing the Super Fresh show, and it was 2007.
Yeah, just so people at home know that Jarrod isn't getting so worked up that he's thrashing things around and getting mad. We're just right next to the Daly's kitchen in the back room here, which, just so you know,
I toss ice around a lot.
He does get.
Right now when I talk, I'm just throwing ice.
I always wondered why you carried those bags of ice around. Like why was he throwing things? Yeah.
And so, but 2007 Super Fresh show. Randy wanted to do this. It was just dumb. It's the dumbest thing you can think of. But it was YouTube dumb. It's like what people wanted. So we did that, and actually we were trending. Like
really?
We were in, I can't remember exactly where we are, but top 15 or top 20 in trending at that time. And again, we just weren't consistent with it. We're just like, oh, whatever, we'll just do it when we want. And I just didn't really think much about it.
And they weren't really monetizing it back then, were they?
No, they weren't doing that either.
That came up later.
But the subscribers would have helped so much.
Well, it would have, yeah. So you didn't. What I'm saying though is you didn't know. You probably just thought, oh, this is just a thing to mess around with. Like
yeah, pretty much.
Like no one really thought of YouTube as this money making platform that it is now. Yeah, now it's crazy.
So I kind of wish I was like, well, I should have just kept producing as much as I could, as much content. But I really wanted to produce good content. you know, and it takes time to do good content, but maybe I should just like spend a lot of time and then spread them out, you know, weekly like people are doing now. I don't even know how some people can do it. I think that's all they do.
Oh, it's definitely some people, that's all they do.
Because I could never keep up with it.
I think some of these millennial folk, they kind of get out of college and then they go back to their parents' house and they say, you know what, I don't want to get a job. I'm just going to make YouTube videos.
I'm going to own your basement. That's going to be my studio now. Like,
yeah,
okay, son.
You know, and frankly, at some point, some of them probably get to the point where they don't need to. Although I will say one of my favorites is My Junk Kitchen.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Her channel is called My Harto, I believe, but I can't remember her full name. Hannah Hart, I think is her name.
Okay.
What's interesting about her though is like, so she just did these. She would film these episodes where she basically gets. It's like an imitation of a cooking show.
Okay.
Except she gets really drunk. And
is she like for real drunk?
I kind of think so, or she's a really good actress. I'm not sure. But